Hey brothers and sisters in Christ and people of YouTube. Last night was like really weird, Like the narcissist was looking for a way to make a trap for me, and I just bought a microwave recently, and I put the empty box with her boxes of stuff to basically pack her stuff up with, and it's a decent sized box. It's about the same size as the one she's been making up as it is. Just a nice gesture, and she just throws it on my couch, and so I just put it back there, and she just went into a rage fit and starts throwing this box around. Then she's got her phone out trying to videotape it to use as evidence in court that she's throwing a box around. I really don't know what that's about. She's really unraveling and just going really nuts. And I think Jordan Peterson said something about it's their last ditch effort to get control over you again, because that's all they want, control. And once they lose control, they definitely just lose the plot. They can't understand why you wouldn't want to be controlled and be a doormat for them. But you can only do that for so long, and I did it for 3.5 years, and that's long enough for me. And now I realise my worth, and since leaving them, life's just got better and better. I don't have to deal with a brat of a kid. I don't have to, always be hearing their noise. I don't have to seek validation for doing the simple things that I want to do, like just going to the gym for general maintenance, because as you get older, you just start to fall apart, and gyms kind of becomes like mandatory. But I'm doing well there, and I'm setting goals, and I'm my work's improving, my social circle's improving, everything in life is improving, and the only one change I made was not letting those people back into my life after they discarded me the last time. And that's the thing. Their selfish choices, they can't take accountability for. They blame you for, he doesn't want to be with me. It's like, well, hang on a minute, you're the one that left. You're the one that left to do dirty things with other men, and you gotta live with that decision. You gotta go live with them now. I'm just gonna read from Psalms 37 verses 32 to 34. The wicked watcheth the righteous, and seeketh to slay them. The Lord will not leave him in his hand, nor condemn him when he is judged. Wait on the Lord, and keep his way, and he shall exalt thee to inherit the land. When the wicked are cut off, thou shalt see it. And that's God's promise there. And basically the narcissist has gone out of their way to try and set a trap for me with that box. And I'm not going to lie, I got involved a little bit. I just kept waiting and putting the box back where I wanted to put it, because it's my house, and there's nothing wrong with putting a box around the corner where in a an alcove area where it's out of the way, it's in a neat spot, and it's with all her other boxes. I don't understand what the problem is. But I later on thought, I shouldn't have even bothered. Don't want the box, I don't really care. Just she'll leave eventually, because narcissists just get bored, and eventually she'll get bored because I'm giving her less and less of my energy. And by just doing that box thing, she's probably trying to drain my energy, so I'll have to claim that back with God later, because that's what they do. They're energy vampires, and it's the only way they can survive, because they just drain everyone else, and their demons drain them. So it's like a vicious cycle, I'm just going to read from Psalms chapter 9. I will praise thee, O Lord, with my whole heart. I will shew forth all thy marvellous works. I will be glad and rejoice in thee. I will sing praise to thy name, O thou most high. When mine enemies are turned back, they shall fall and perish at thy presence. For thou hast maintained my right and my cause. Thou sittest in the throne judging right. Thou hast rebuked the heathen. Thou hast destroyed the wicked. Thou hast put out their name for ever and ever. O thou enemy destructions are come to a perpetual end, and thou hast destroyed cities, their memorial is perished with them. But the Lord shall endure for ever. He hath prepared his throne for judgment, and he shall judge the world in righteousness. He shall minister judgment to the people in uprightness. The Lord also will be a refuge for the oppressed, a refuge in times of trouble. And they that know thy name will put their trust in thee, for thou, Lord, hast not forsaken them that seek thee. Sing praises to the Lord which dwelleth in Zion, declare among the people his doings. When he maketh inquisition for blood, he remembereth them. He forgetteth not the cry of the humble. Have mercy upon me, O Lord, consider my trouble, which I suffer of them that hate me. Thou that liftest me up from the gates of death, that I may shew forth all thy praise in the gates of the daughter of Zion. I will rejoice in thy salvation. The heathen are sunk down in the pit that they made. In the net which they hid is their own foot taken. The Lord is known by the judgment which he executeth. The wicked is snared in the work of his own hands. Salah. The wicked shall be turned into hell, and all the nations that forget God, for the needy shall not always be forgotten. The expectation of the poor shall not perish forever. Arise, O Lord, let not man prevail. Let the heathen be judged in thy sight. Put them in fear, O Lord, that the nations may know themselves to be but men, Selah. So God judges the wicked, and when they set a pit for you, they fall into their own trap, and they don't even realise it. It's really sad what they go through. And sometimes in the Bible, God will send you like passages that mention a whole bunch of people, like almost an army, and you're thinking, how does this relate to my narcissist problem? Why do you keep sending me these messages about Babylon falling, about like different armies being destroyed, and all this stuff? And you're looking at it thinking, oh, some of it is for my problem, but what's all this stuff about armies? And what you don't realise is normally the narcissist has a whole army against you, that if you live in a small town, they'll turn the whole town against you with their gossip and their lies. And there's always good people that will stand up for you, but they're few and far between these days. And so if you are getting passages like that telling you that the whole army will be destroyed, that's God's promise that if you're standing in his statutes and you're doing all the right things, even if you're doing a few wrong things, the point is, if God can see that you're standing for him and you're standing on the front lines and you're getting flogged by all these people, God's not going to allow it to continue. So you just need to continue to abide in the shadow of the Almighty. In Proverbs chapter 23 verses 27 to 28, it reads, "A prostitute is a dangerous trap. A promiscuous woman is as dangerous as falling into a narrow well. She hides and waits like a robber, eager to make more men unfaithful." So the narcissist is that woman. She is that prostitute. And you might say, well, how can someone you married be a prostitute? Well, they're not in the traditional sense, like they're not someone you're going to find in a massage shop, or you're not going to find them like in a home where, certain men rock up at night time and pay them a certain amount of money. They're transactional in a different sort of way. Like, they'll get money out of men, but it won't be so straightforward as a prostitute. But it's exactly prostitution, because they'll be trading their body for money, for favours, they might even trade sex for someone to hurt you. But it's always transactional, and it's always a lot of people. And if you're married to one, you need to get out, because you might say, well, no, my wife would never do that. She always returns home. And, well, my ex did too, every night, but she still managed to find time to bang other men. And that's the thing, most men will take any opportunity. Like, there's a lot of weak men out there that will take any opportunity to have sex, especially if they've been married to one woman for a long time, and then they see someone that's flirty and is lifting them up and basically setting a trap for them, but the men will just walk straight into it, most of them, because they're unhappily married, or, I'm not saying all men will do this. There's a lot of men there probably is a few men that are happily married that would never consider another woman, especially if they're religious and that. Like, I was always that guy that, other women would crack onto me at parties, and I would shut them down. I might not necessarily not talk to them, but I would keep my distance. I would let them know that I was married. Like, I would mention my wife so that they knew that, where my heart was. But there's a lot of men that are weak that would just cheat on their wife and be like, well, she's not going to know. And this is where the narcissist excels in her work. And she'll go to a big party and she'll just flirt around the place. She'll be taking photos, acting friendly. She'll be washing dishes. She'll be getting into everything she can and everyone, and just touching everyone gently and making it look like she's just a nice person. But deep down, she's just looking for supply. And this is what they do. So they literally are like prostitutes, but they drum up business more than a prostitute would. In Proverbs I'm going to read Proverbs chapter 5, which is also about the immoral woman. My son, pay attention to my wisdom, listen carefully to my wise counsel. Then you will show discernment, and your lips will express what you've learned. For the lips of an immoral woman are as sweet as honey, and her mouth is smoother than oil. But in the end she is as bitter as poison, as dangerous as a double-edged sword. Her feet go down to death, her steps lead straight to the grave, for she cares nothing about the path to life. She staggers down a crooked trail and doesn't realize. So now, my sons, listen to me, never stray from what I am about to say. Stay away from her. Don't go near the door of her house. If you do, you will lose your honour, and will lose to merciless people all you have achieved. Strangers will consume your wealth, and someone else will enjoy the fruit of your labour. In the end, you will groan in anguish when disease consumes your body. You will say, how I hated discipline, if only I had not ignored all the warnings. Oh, why didn't I listen to my teachers? Why didn't I pay attention to my instructors? I have come to the brink of utter ruin, and now I must face public disgrace. Drink water from your own well. Share your love only with your wife. Why spill the water of your springs in the streets, having sex with just anyone? That's a question a narcissist needs to ask themselves. You should reserve it for yourselves, never share it with strangers. Let your wife be a fountain of blessing for you. Rejoice in the wife of your youth. She is a loving deer, a graceful doe. Let her breast satisfy you always. May you always be captivated by her love. Why be captivated, my son, by an immoral woman, or fondle the breasts of a promiscuous woman? For the Lord sees clearly what a man does, examining every path he takes. An evil man is held captive by his own sins. They are ropes that catch and hold him. He will die for lack of self-control. He will be lost because of his great foolishness. Now, it's just like in the beginning in the book of Genesis when, Eve tempted Adam to sin after she'd sinned. And Adam just went along with it because it was his wife. And that's not to say that it's not his fault that he didn't sin. It's just, this is how dangerous a promiscuous woman can be. They know exactly how to walk the walk and talk the talk and get people interested in them. This is why lately I have found I do have trust issues as far as women are concerned today. And, I thought, I'll just go on some dating sites and chat to some women, and it's so scary to go on there, especially you've either got the case of a woman wants to lock you down and chain you up and say, this is my husband, which would be nice if you could at least get to know them first. But there's that, or there's the fact that 9 out of 10 of the people that will respond to you or suddenly want to talk to you are fake profiles of the narcissist. And this is a sad thing. This person has gone out and just been a village bicycle, a bucket hole, and then they come back as if they've done nothing wrong, and they're really concerned that you're going to leave them. And it's like, how can you be concerned when you've done all these evil things, and then you're concerned that the person's going to leave? Like, when you burn bridges with people, most people do that because they seriously want to do it. They want to get away from someone. But with a narcissist, they do it and then they have regret about it. And it's just weird. It's just it's hard to fathom what to do with that. Like, what do you do with that? Like, basically, I had a brother that was similar to the narcissist I've dealt with of late, and he had a meth problem and he had a drug problem, and he's had it his whole life. But he was just so nasty to everyone all the time. And then every now and again he'd be nice to you. But 99% of the time he was a complete a-hole. And he was the same. He had abandonment issues. Like, he was scared that people were going to leave him. And most people did. And eventually I did, because it's just like, you pour your love into people and they don't give you anything back. So what do? You don't really have a choice. It's like, you can either just be a doormat for this person, and if someone's just going around just choking on a bag of dicks, you're not going to want to sleep with them afterwards. You're not going to want to share a bed. And if you have, you're going to be mortified, like, when you find out what they've been doing. Because what they don't realise is let's just say a woman's like a jar of jam, and you're putting all this different jam from all these different men in you, and then you want to sleep with your husband. It's like, it's pretty filthy, isn't it, to think about? Like, that's probably enough about that, really. I've got a few more verses here. Colossians chapter 3 verse 5. Mortify therefore your members which are upon the earth: fornication, uncleanliness, inordinate affection, evil concupiscence, and covetousness, which is idolatry. So narcissist is very covetous as well, but they covet bodies, like other women's husbands, like, that they're in competition with. They will actually sleep with one of their friends' hangers-on. Like, let's say their friend has someone that they don't want to sleep with, but they will talk to, but they just let them down gently. The narcissist will be the one that steps in and sleeps with them, just so that they can say, she'll never know, and I got what she couldn't get, and that's the way they view it. And in Proverbs chapter 23 verse 27, for an adulterous woman is a deep pit, and a wayward wife is a narrow well. So yeah, if you got a wife that's disloyal to you, it's really pointless being married. And I think that's why in my situation, God actually removed the narcissist and me. Like, he separated us completely, and he broke up the marriage. And a lot of people tell me I'm doing the wrong thing by talking about it, and doing the wrong thing by not taking the narcissist back. Like, oh, you're a Christian, you should just pray about it until she changes. And it's like, well, no, because God actually was the one that split us apart. So even though I felt quite convicted for a long time, and I've stayed longer than I wanted to because of my beliefs, I was like, well, I'm married now, what do I do? And I've just cried to God for years, and he was sick of my suffering. And I think the reason why my marriage is okay to leave is not just because of the adulterous whore of a wife, but also the fact that when she was saying the vows, she was lying the whole time. Like, she already had other people on the side. So the covenant she made with God was false. It was just one big lie. And in that regard, the marriage was just never a marriage. It was just a fairy tale, an illusion, another elaborate scheme that the narcissist has just to squeeze money out of people. And like, she would probably tell other men that were after her, oh, I can't marry you because I've already got an ex-husband, and you know, we're still married and he doesn't want to leave me, you know, I can't divorce him. And then that man will be like, oh, that's terrible, I'll pay for your divorce. And how do I know that? Because that's what I did with her ex-husband. I paid for a divorce and it cost me $2,000, and I'll never get that money back. And the narcissist owes me at least 50 grand, and I haven't even added it up probably. That's just lawyers' fees in separating from her ex. You know, it's horrific dealing with these people. I've got Jeremiah chapter 5 verse 26. For among my people are found wicked men. They lay wait as he that setteth snares. They set a trap. They catch men. Now, even though it says men in the Bible, sometimes men can be women, you know, like they just use men a lot of the time as the default. But basically the narcissist is exactly like that. They're lying in wait. They're at every party, their eyes are just all over the place. They're assessing, can I get supply here? Yeah, I think I can if I do this, if I do that. If I dress a certain way, like instead of dressing like a complete whore, if I dress up like a churchy girl, I can probably get that guy over there. I'll just look all prim and proper for him. And then, you know, on Tuesday, I'll dress like an absolute hoe bag for this random guy over here. And, you know, Wednesday's man, I'll be in between. I'll be casual dressed, you know. And they've got their 4 wardrobes of clothes full of just all these clothes, you know, hundreds and thousands of designer labels, and that's why they don't have any money, because the money all goes to the illusion. So they have, you know, a Sunday to Saturday roster of men, and they don't care if they're with you or without you. They find ways to like they'll say, oh honey, why don't you go hang out with the men and chat with them outside? I've just got some things to do inside. And while you're doing that, they're probably sleeping around, and if they're not sleeping around, they're at least getting numbers for more men. This is just how they operate. I'm just kind of over it, eh? Like, I've moved on with my life. God's blessing me one step at a time. I had a funny moment at the gym today. You know, like, I was just doing the bench press, and I can't lift that much anymore. Like, I never could really do much of a bench press. I'm quite strong, but I've never really put much into bench pressing. My strength is more kind of endurance and long-lasting energy, you know. And I had 40 kilos on there, and I thought, I wonder what happens. I'll put 60 on there. I'll just do a couple of reps, and I'll be done. I didn't realise how smashed my body was, and I put the 60 on there, and it just slowly dropped. I couldn't even lift it a millimetre. Yeah, it was so bad. And I've got it, and it's just, and luckily that, you know, they put some stoppers in place so it stops about this far from your chest. And because I'm so skinny, I just wriggled out from underneath, and this nice young fella, he was really strong looking, eh? He's come up and he's like, oh bro, do you want a hand over there? Oh, you know, I saw it dropping, and he gave me a hand, and he was a really nice guy, eh? But it was so funny because I thought, you know, over the years at the gym, I've always bench pressed, but I've always known how strong I was, and I've never had a problem before, but I just wanted to go a bit harder, and that's what happened. Yeah. But it was just nice because through that, I got to say g'day to someone I might never have said g'day to, and you never know, that might just build connections with people, because that's what we should be doing in life. We should be loving our neighbour. We should be, good to each other. So it's good to have someone being good to me, like because it's normally me pouring my energy out to people. So yeah, it was nice. It was, and God blesses me like that. You know, like God doesn't always directly tell you what He's going to give you, what's going to happen, but He's just blessing you day to day. Like, you know, I had it when I was really down and had no money, when the narcissist first put the screws on, and she was working hard to stop me having anything. I'm just walking down the street and there's a $50 note there, eh? And I really needed it, and I was like, man, thank you, Lord. And I remember I just bought a little bit of food for it, just not much, because it was only a little bit of money. And you know, I saw a homeless man, and I still had $20 left, and I was like, oh fuck, all right, I'll give it to you, buddy. You probably need it more than me. But that's the thing, like, I didn't blow a trumpet about it. I didn't tell everyone. Well, I have now, but this was more of just a point of telling you that, you know, God says that we will lend and not borrow. So even in my lowest point, I lended, and God's just given it back so much. He's just increased me. I'm slowly just building myself up and getting away from the narcissist. And what the narcissist doesn't realise is, like, when I leave, she's going to be devastated. She's going to be so upset, because when I leave, when God literally moves me from out of her life, and that doesn't mean I'm leaving my house, so I doubt that'll happen, but I'll just be in a place where she'll never be able to find me. I will change my number. I'll do everything I have to do to get this parasite out of my life, and you should too, because really, you can pity them, you can have sympathy for them, but you really shouldn't be empathizing with them, because they knew what they were doing the whole time, and they chose to do it to you. And you know, even if they do heal from it, and even if God does you know, like, try and give you some closure, you will never be able to trust this person, because how could you trust someone that did so many bad things? Like, I feel the same way about myself. Like, I was never that bad of a person, but I knew there was some wrongdoing I did and some bridges I burned that I'll never get back. And it just goes with the territory. Like, you just can't mistreat people like this. It's disgusting. And I was raised a certain way to always respect people, and you know, 99% of people I have, you know, my whole life, and it's just be good to each other, you know. But anyway, I've probably waffled on enough for today. It's actually my my day off, so I'm just gonna chill and enjoy it. Yeah, so just God bless all of you. Remember, Jesus loves you, I love you, and have a blessed day in Jesus' name. And please hit the like and subscribe button if you enjoy this content. And yeah, I will see you later. Bye.